this evening. Ex-magistrate fined in accident case. Jagdeo says Vishnu Prasad is qualified for the position at the GCOM. Vincent Alexander says that it is not his call to make. Movie Town's owner said he did nothing wrong. In the region, Chilean police raid Catholic Church office on child sex allegations. And internationally, Russian minister says no to sex with non-white soccer visitors.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Thursday, June 14, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I am Bibi Backus, sitting in for George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. A former magistrate was earlier this week fined for failing to render assistance to an accident victim. It is reported that the former magistrate also failed a breathalyzer test after the accident. More from Esther Sobers.
Former Berbice magistrate, attorney at law, Chandra Sohan was on Tuesday found guilty of failing to render assistance to an accident victim along the Williamsburg-Corentyne Public Road. Sohan, who resides in Pairama Village, was charged on Tuesday, August 2017, with driving under influence of alcohol, failure to render assistance following an accident, and failure to provide police with his personal information. Reports indicate that on August last, after hitting Dale Roach, the attorney drove off, failing to render assistance to the injured man. The man was subsequently picked up and rushed to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital. A breathalyzer test was then reportedly carried out on Sohan at the time, showed that the alcohol in his system was above the legal limit. Sohan was found guilty on failure to render assistance charge. The other charges were also dismissed after the victim refused to provide evidence. Rhodes said that he and Sohan reportedly came to a settlement. Magistrate Renita Singh fined Sohan $35,000 or 2 weeks imprisonment after he was found guilty. The fine was reportedly paid. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Last week, GCOM chairman retired Judge James Patterson cast the deciding vote that denied past Deputy CEO Vishnu Prasad from filling the appointment. The fallout from over that decision continues. More from Wendell Jeffrey.
Now I have here where PNC commissioners gave individuals, several other individuals, because they are interviewing several individuals for different posts, 100% of the marks, and 0 to others. Jitendra Singh got 2 zeros from the 2 PNC commissioners.
We did not score persons who we considered ineligible. The human resource lady put 0. We never put 0. We said this person should not have been here because they have not met the criteria to be interviewed.
The fallout over the non-reappointment of the recent past Deputy CEO for GCOM, Vishnu Prasad, continues. And the opposition leader, Barra Jagdeo, is of the opinion that Prasad might have been deliberately blacklisted by the letter that Vincent Alexander wrote today in the Guyana Chronicle. Alexander is the PPP-appointed commissioner.
This distortion about his qualification and performance just to justify a partisan political aim or decision at GCOM, that they will stoop so low as to, in this manner, denigrate this individual.
In the article, Alexander said that Prasad lied about his qualifications. Alexander repeated those sentiments in an exclusive interview with Channel 2 Headline News.
When Vishnu was interviewed to be the deputy CEO, to be the DCEO, I challenged his qualification. Between himself and the then chairman, they proposed it was a first degree. When Vishnu came for the interview on this occasion, I raised the question again, and Vishnu himself admitted it was not a first degree.
So how did he come out as the highest person given
Because
that.
of the nature of the commission got 3 PNC, being very raw now. Very raw, and 3 PPP. If they score him very high and we score him reasonable, he gets the highest. As simple as that.
So given the question that you had on his qualifications, why? Because Jack Deere is saying that there were people that got zero, people who came to that interview that got
not
zero.
true. Jack Deere and all of them are lying.
Jack Deere is of the opinion that something is amiss, which necessitated the letter in the Chronicle by Alexander. He said that Alexander has a motive.
So clearly, something is very wrong here. And I believe you have to look to the motive behind Vincent Alexander.
Alexander said that after the interview, he saw a certificate which says that Persad now has a master's degree.
He came this time with a master's. I asked to see the transcript. That became available after the interview, not during the interview.
And were you guys satisfied with it?
The transcript has D's and E's, no A's, must be 1B.
The PNC commissioner said that a few weeks ago, when a black lawyer was interviewed, the PPP commissioners did not want him, and the GCOM chairman, Patterson, agreed with them and voted that lawyer down.
3 weeks ago, we interviewed a lawyer. He had the highest scores. It went to the commission. We had the same split, and the chairman voted it down. This was a lawyer now who was a black man. And the chairman voted it down, but he voted along with the PVP commissioners. So you can't shift your procedures to suit your case.
The guy came out to the highest. He could have
Came
only
out to the highest only in the circumstance where the PVP commissioner scored him extremely high. So the system is flawed.
I think we can put this to rest by a full-fledged investigation by the Ethnic Relations Commission.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. The media tour of the Movie Town facility earlier this week was very revealing. One of the matters that was highlighted was the controversial sale of the Turkine lands. Wendell Jeffrey tells us more in this report.
I don't get involved in anything that has what you call in Trinidad bacchanal. So we were given the assurances that everything was above board.
That was Mr. Derek Chin, and he was speaking on the issue of the land dispute that now involves the site where his multi-billion-dollar investment now sits. Chin is the Guyanese-born proprietor for the Movie Town franchise that is soon to open in Turkine on the East Coast. Chin is claiming that he and his investors did not come to Guyana to speculate on lands. He said that he was invited by the past president, Barra Jagdeo, to set up a business in Guyana, and he bought the land that was offered to him.
So I really didn't think that we did anything wrong other than the government offering us an opportunity. And it was the past prime minister or president who came to Trinidad, fell in love with Movie Town and said, what did he have to do for me to get to come to Guyana? So I think he should be given a medal, actually. We didn't come here to speculate. We came and made a commitment.
The investor said that the land at the time was valued at about $2 million US, but that it was sold to him for $1 million US. He said that the scale and size of his business allowed for that. He reasoned that the Guyana government's investment in this project has already paid off. A $40 million US facility is presently here, in addition to the thousands of local employment that will be generated from the project.
I think the land then was valued maybe let's say $2 million US. We paid $1 million US. And for that $1 million US, you get another $40 million on top of that. Plus you have the employment and all that we are going to generate. So I told them it shouldn't be a matter that anybody should want to go to court on. This is how investments work.
A somewhat annoyed and irate Chin, speaking as if to school the government on business negotiations, said that in some countries, the land for these massive kinds of investments are allotted to the investors for free.
Some countries give the land free. right? I have land from St. Vincent, Mr. Gonzalez, the old airport. You know, he opened a new airport, Argyle Airport, and he offered me from the old airport, you know, there's 100 acres. He asked me, would I come? But of course, I came with Guyana first. And then, of course, Mr. Chastanet in St. Lucia, there's a big project going on there. He's asked me to be part of it. The land is free, right? So this is what you have to do.
Chin said that he has kept his word to the Guyana government by doing exactly what he bought the land to do. He said that he should not now be penalized.
Intention was always, if I give you some land in Guyana, or you can pay a fair, reasonable market value at the time, it was before oil and anything, which is a very good price still, make sure you put down a movie town. And I've said yes, and I've delivered. This is going to stimulate more and more economic activity. If the reports are positive, you're going to have more and more investors coming to Guyana. It means your children will have jobs, good jobs, not fly-by-night jobs. These are sustainable jobs. Right?
Channel 2 Headline News reached out to the Minister of Business, the Honorable Dominic Gaskin, who said, through his office, that he has no comments on the matter. For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Kevon Johnson was fired by the Guyana Police Force after a stolen gun was found in his crotch. The case was dismissed, and now Johnson wants his job back. He sat down with Esther Sobers.
Kevon Johnson, a police constable formerly attached to the Tactical Service Unit, TSU, Police Headquarters Evil Leary, found himself before the Georgetown Magistrate Courts October 7, 2017. It was alleged that he had stolen a 9mm pistol valued at $375,000 and 10 live rounds of ammunition, property of the Guyana Police Force. In a bail application by his lawyer, Melville Duke, he secured bail. After almost a year of court hearings, yesterday at the Lenora Magistrate Court, Johnson had his case dismissed by Magistrate Rochelle Liverpool. Today, Johnson spoke to Channel 2 Headline News.
I was preparing my stuff to go to work the Monday because I was to report to duty the Monday. And the Sunday, I decided to take down my bag from the wardrobe and start up my stuff for work when I discovered the firearm in my boots. So I became nervous and shocked. I wanted to know how it have got in there because I didn't put no firearm in my boots. So
What kind of boots was it?
it was a police boots, a size 9, drill master. So I was nervous. I pushed in the bedroom door because it didn't really get locked on the door. And I'm from an extended family, and I guess but 3 little cousins, and they normally come and go through my stuff and so. So I pushed in the door and put it in my crotch right away.
Johnson told his older brother, who was also a police officer, that he had placed the gun in his person. After confiding to his brother, Johnson then left to visit a friend's house, and it was there where he was apprehended with the firearm.
When I see the car, I run because I didn't know it was one. As any police officer, you're trained to protect any firearm. Once you get any firearm or anything, you're trained to protect it. So I run. And one of the...
Were you doing anything illegal? Why would you run?
No, I didn't know it was who. Remember them in come in police vehicle, right? And before the car could have come to a stop, the individual then come running out. It wasn't like they stop and ask somebody else. They just come running to me. I remember they went in plain clothes, they went in uniform. So I run. I didn't know it was who. And I was already nervous because I had a firearm with me. So I run. And one of the police catch up with me, and when he caught up with me, then I realized that it's police because I know the police officer caught up with me.
Do you think if you may not have run, you might have been in the situation that you have been, and maybe you should have dealt with the matter in a better way? Like you said, you tried calling the OC, but you think it was better you should have went into the police station right there and then to hand it over this gun and say what is what, knowing the seriousness of having a gun in your possession?
Well, I did think about it, but remember, I said they would like hold me responsible for it. I didn't know like the seriousness, I would say.
Johnson, who spent almost 5 years in the police force, said he was never taught what to do if he finds an unassigned gun in his possession. He never briefed you,
If you find this gun in like in a way that I found it. Like if you find it in a boots owned by you or where's the procedure?
Johnson said that now that he has been vindicated, he wishes to be reinstated into the police force.
The case dismissed, so I just want to go back to my job. Like to be like normal like everybody else.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, another youth remanded to prison, and ex-foreign affairs officer says police and PPP ruined his life. But first, here is today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
Give blood, save lives. One unit can breathe life, make someone smile. Donate blood and heal a life today. Give blood, save lives. You just have to give and save. A message from the National Blood Transfusion Services. Be a good Samaritan, be a hero. Donate blood, save lives. For more information, contact us on 223-7182 or 226-9022.
For the father that does everything, plus has to put up with you, you should get him only the best. At Clarence, from the casual dad to the classic man, Clarence has everything. Sneakers, jeans, t-shirts, suits, shirts, from 25 to 50% off, shoes, belts, wallets, shades, and colognes at great discounts in store.
This sale is for 2 days, June 15th and 16th.
Have a happy Father's Day when you shop at Clarence on Church Street. Clarence, for quality clothing at affordable prices, always keeping you in style.
Welcome back. Former Foreign Affairs Officer Lyndon Sinclair says that the police under the PPP administration framed him, ran him out of the country, and cost him dearly. He is calling for justice and compensation. More from Wendell Jeffrey.
I want to know if what happened to me happened to anybody else, if they would sit down and take it lightly. I will not take this lightly. I must be compensated for the wrongs done to me. I was given a false kidnapping charge. My stuff was taken from my house, and my bus was taken, and my Money Republic Bank disappeared.
In this second installment of the claims being leveled against the previous administration, the PPP administration, Lyndon Sinclair is furious that he was conspired against and that conspiracy cost him dearly.
They can't find my account never existed, all kinds of stuff I'm hearing. My money disappeared, my losses were great. My car has been stripped because of all what's going on. The materials I had at my house in Diamond, all gone from my yard. The materials I had to start my business in Stephen O. Scheme on the main road there for the pharmacy, all gone. My losses were great. I'm putting my story out there not because I want war, but I'm trying to get a peaceful solution possible. I'm exploring all possibilities of peace. I'm exploring all options to a legal recourse of compensation.
Sinclair said that if this peaceful approach fails, he will take both the police and the government to court. And obviously hurting, Sinclair said that he never did anything wrong and that his only mistake was in falling in love with the wrong woman.
Understand me, I had a domestic problem that didn't involve anybody in the government. And they decided to put their nose in my business. Henry Green slept with and after he slept with her, she didn't get what she wanted. She decided to take it further. To make me look like a spy, put me on a hit list to be killed. Wrong was done to me. Destruction was given to me. I left countries that are developed, come to Guyana to help develop Guyana, and Guyana only developed me.
The ex-Foreign Affairs officer took a personal swipe at both the previous and the current governments.
Guyana do not like good fathers, and Guyana like people who want to come back and help build Guyana. Now, for all those who are going to sit down and criticize, I want to say this to you. Guyana cannot get good, it will not get good until everyone is on the side of justice. I had nothing to do with anybody, political-wise. I didn't care who was politics, I didn't care who's PP, who's PNC. My concern was not that. My concern was to do a good job for the people of Guyana, and I was doing that. And so when they put me into the middle of their nonsense, they declared war on me.
Lyndon Sinclair said that he lost his son also in this saga. His son was born in French Guiana. He said that the child's mother had someone else signed a custody hearing summons, and that he only knew of the summons and of the court appearance after she had won custody of the child. Sinclair is pleading for justice.
Asking Guyana to please give me justice. I'm asking for justice.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Colin Denny was today remanded to prison for the charge of having an unlicensed firearm in his possession. Here's Esther Sobers with that report.
Colin Denny, a 17-year-old of Charles and House Street, Charlestown, was today remanded to prison on 2 gun-related charges. Denny appeared before Chief Magistrate Ann McLennan and denied the charges that he was found in the possession of a gun and ammunition without being a licensed firearm holder. The charges read on June 13 at House Street. Denny had a .32 pistol in his possession along with 1 live round of a .32 ammunition. Police prosecutor Gordon Mansfield told the court that on the day in question, police on a mobile patrol conducted a search on Denny and found the weapon and ammo in his possession. In his bail application presented by his lawyer Kesha Chase, he was denied bail and remanded to prison until July 4th. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. After the break, Chile's military breaks into the Catholic Church and seized documents based on child sex molestation charges. And Russian government ministers warns female about having sex with non-white visiting soccer fans. But first, here is this week's bridge retraction schedule.
What are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
For the father that does everything, plus has to put up with you should get him only the best. At Clarence, from the casual dad to the classic man, Clarence has everything. Sneakers, jeans, t-shirts, suits, shirts, from 25 to 50% off, shoes, belts, wallets, shades, and colognes at great discounts in store.
This sale is for 2 days, June 15th and 16th.
Have a happy Father's Day when you shop at Clarence on Church Street. Clarence, for quality clothing at affordable prices, always keeping you in style.
Welcome back. And now here is the regional and international headlines of the day. Police in Chile have raided offices and seized documents of the Roman Catholic Church amid a child sexual abuse and cover-up scandal. The surprise raids took place in the capital Santiago and in the city of Rancagua. They come as two Vatican envoys are in Chile to investigate the claims and advise dioceses on how to respond. On Monday, Pope Francis accepted the resignation of 3 Chilean bishops in the wake of the scandal. Humanitarian aid organization Oxfam GB has been banned from operating in Haiti. This was after its staff were accused of gross sexual misconduct following the 2010 earthquake. Oxfam said it understood the decision and added that the behavior of some staff was completely unacceptable. However, its presence would still be felt on the island. It plans to continue to work in Haiti through affiliate members from Canada, Spain, and Italy. And in international news, Tamara Platonova, head of Russian Parliament's Family, Women and Children Committee, warned Russians against having sex with foreigners visiting Russia for the World Cup. More specifically, she warned Russian women against getting pregnant by visitors. She said, "There will be girls who meet men, and then they will go give birth. Maybe they will get married, maybe they won't, but the kids will suffer. If it's another race, then it's even worse. We should give birth to our own children. I'm not a nationalist, but nonetheless." This comes amid promises by the Russian government to crack down on racism in sports. And finally, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo declared that North Korea will not see any economic sanctions lifted until it has demonstrated complete denuclearization. Pompeo was speaking at a press conference in Seoul with his South Korean and Japanese counterparts. This comes on the heels of President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's historic summit in Singapore. The leaders signed a statement pledging to establish a new relationship. Kim also reaffirmed his promise to work towards the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Here's the weather for the week and beyond. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube, on our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and on Monday evening for more news. For now, I am Bibi Backus signing out from your newscast saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.